Y'all ain't finished. Y'all ain't finished. Make sure you come ready to go this next week.
How about those?
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar podcast, presented by Chiefs Blitz and sponsored by Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for a real estate expert, call Eric Haynes today at 816-729-3785. That's 816-729-3785. Now, here is your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Got to unmute yourself, Nick. Got to unmute yourself.
Here we go. All right. Here we go.
Release yourself.
Welcome back to the latest edition of Four Guys in a Bar, presented by ChiefsBlitz.com, your number one source for Chiefs analysis, opinions, and, of course, where we also place this amazing podcast. I'm your host, Nick Athan, along with my producer extraordinaire, Mr. Hense Todd, with Bowtie Sports. Great weekend. Bills, Chiefs. We'll talk a lot about this game coming up on the show. We'll have some interesting takes. And, of course, we're going to pay homage to the Cube. The Cube was spot on. This top four teams are the top four teams that won on Saturday and Sunday. So before we get started on the show, let's talk about our sponsors or roll tape. Let's talk about our sponsor, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for someone who can walk you through the process of buying or selling a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, there's nobody better than my good friend, Mr. Eric Haynes. He helped my wife, Emily, and I find our dream house. It was a long process. There were a lot of ups and downs, but he and his team were absolutely incredible, and they got the deal done. They got the deal done because he was there every step of the way. He took every text message. He took every phone call. He told us not to worry, and in the end, he delivered, and that's what you want for the best real estate experience. So give Eric a call at 816-729-3785. You can email him at esellskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor, Chifu.
Next up, my incredible wife, Emily Athan. If you're looking for someone who could help you navigate through the waters of the health insurance world, there's nobody better who understands it than my wife. Listen, if you want a government option or a private option, if you're looking for a plan for yourself or a self-employed group or a small business family, whatever it might be, you need to understand what you're eligible for and the best plan available, and you want to find someone who understands the marketplace in the private sector. So for a free quote today, give her a call at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
What's up, the guys at Resell Electronics? Roll tape.
Emily.
Save big on the hottest electronics. At Resell Electronics, we offer the best deals on new and pre-owned TVs, game consoles, cameras, plus so much more. With 2 convenient locations along Noland Road in Independence. Stop by and visit us today.
That's right. Resell Electronics is your one-stop shop for all of your consumer electronic needs. Hey, if you've got some old stuff lying around the house, they'll give you cash. And if you want to buy the latest technology, you want to get old games, you want to get phones, TVs, tablets, whatever it is, they're your number one source. They've got 2 great locations in Independence, both on Noland Road at 1214A South Noland Road and down on 40 Highway Noland Road inside the flea market. So if you want a great deal, this is your one-stop shop for all your electronic needs. Check out their website today. That's resell with a C, electronics.com.
Resell.
And now our newest sponsor, the one that we're very proud to have as part of the Chiefs Blitz family, that is the guys over at Underdog Fantasy. You can play the pick'em game. I do it every single day. Pick your favorite NFL stars, including Patrick Mahomes and Jackson, and Burrows, Jefferson, Bosa. It doesn't matter who it is. Hey, Josh Allen as well. You can play the NFL. You can play other sports. You get a chance to win up to 1,000 times your entry fee. Plus, it's available in 33 states. Deposit now and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash to join the millions of fans who've won billions on Underdog Fantasy. Got to check it out. Hey, when you go into the website, make sure you use the code Chiefs Blitz. Right here, you can see how easy it is to navigate through the process of making your favorite play of the day. And you can do multiple teams. You can do multiple players. It is the best fantasy game out there. I play it every single day. Make sure you check out underdog.com and use the Chiefs Blitz code to make sure you're registered with the Chiefs Blitzers. There you go. There's our sponsors. We appreciate all 4 of them. Had a lot of fun using the Underdog Fantasy over the weekend. Played some games, had some successful outcomes. So very excited about that. And again, tonight is the College Football Championship game. So make sure you log on to underdogfantasy.com, put the code in Chiefs Blitz, play your first game, available in all these states, 33 in fact. And you want to make sure that you take advantage of their special offers, and you'll see them once you register for the opportunity to play Underdog Fantasy.
Plenty of opportunities, Nick.
Oof,
Plenty of
lots
opportunities tonight and moving forward in the playoffs. We will make Coach Andre Tillman a gamer by the end of this week, I believe.
By the end of this week, we'll get him up to speed.
By March Madness, he will be ingrained.
Kitty bar the door for me. Oh, my goodness. It is my March Madness is my second favorite time of the year next to the Super Bowl.
I am here for it, guys.
Oh man, I love college basketball.
So with that said, I'm ready for March Madness too. Gonna be down there. What's that? T-Mobile Arena. You know what I mean?
That's right.
The Big 12 thing and everything else. So I will be there. But also let's give a birthday shout out to Zion. We didn't get to mention him on the show on Friday because Drake was.
Zion, my son, man. That's my youngest son,
Nice.
man.
How old is he?
13. Son 13. Yeah,
Woo.
13. A football junkie.
A
football
teenager,
junkie,
13.
man.
Oh,
He loved the Eagles, man. Eagles his favorite team. You know what I mean? I told him he's gonna be upset by them Commanders, but
he might get his Eagles. He might get his
13,
Eagles.
what's
cheesy,
that, like
bro.
seventh grade?
Let me tell you, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So, let me tell y'all a story. Me and Bo went to Red Friday, right? We were like, look, Zion, look, take a picture about the trophy. He said, I don't want to. I said, nah, this is something like you can go down, you know.
I was trying to give him a Barty trophy. He didn't want to take it.
No, he said, I'm an Eagles fan. He said no.
Good for him.
Anyway, but he was like, now I knew then he was a diehard Eagles fan. He said, I'm not doing it. I said,
That's right.
I said,
So with this said,
around, man.
With this said, I want to also give a
Happy birthday, Zion.
happy birthday to Martin Luther King. It's a Martin Luther King Day. Shout out to Martin King. If you hear the speech today for the interim president, you know what I mean? So he's going to honor Martin Luther King as well. So, today is his day. Big day for him as well. So,
Yes.
Right. Let's go and get into it. So,
right.
It's a lot of stuff that happened over the weekend. A lot of people was talking about, but before I'm not going to get deep into it because I know Lou has most of it in his 6-pack. But I had a lot of stuff that it came up as well. A lot of people said these guys was going to be in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson, they was in, but hey, Joe Burrow wasn't there. It's just like they can't never find a way to get it. Get the over the hump or get the job done. But hey, I want to know what's going to be next for Coach Dre. All his people are out of the tournament. All the guys that he's loved, who's going to be next on his list? I just want to know.
Well, the panel would say go Chiefs, but I'm gonna say go Bills.
Of course.
Bet it is. And also, Nick, can you go ahead and read this too? Because there's a lot of stuff that happened over the weekend as well. With the
ESPN's divisional round game between the Chiefs and the Texans was the most watched NFL game in ESPN's history. 32.7 million viewers based on Nielsen's Fast Nationals, which are basically they look at it and they say, did somebody watch at any given point in the game? 32.7 million. It's the best viewership in 10 seasons for the Saturday afternoon kickoff. I mean, listen, the Chiefs are a hot ticket, and you wonder why the NFL loves them so much because they print cash and they bring in the viewers. I was surprised it had that many, to be honest with you. But this also covers ABC and ESPN, so that's a pretty broad spectrum of opportunity there. But 32.7 million. So that pretty much puts the Chiefs, I think, in 6 of the top 10 rated games this season, if I'm not mistaken. I think I saw it this morning where they were the team as part of that. So I don't know what the Bills Bills Ravens number award last night, but I'm assuming it was probably pretty high as well.
Pretty damn close, I would think.
I would think so. I mean, you're just talking about Sunday night starved for more football. You know, the game of the century, as CBS claimed it would be.
Well, the Chiefs have kind of reached a status of like the Yankees, the Cowboys, Notre Dame football. You watch whether you love them or you hate them. I mean, you're either hoping to watch them lose or you're hoping to watch them win, but you're going to watch. And not to mention the fact that you've got an army of Swifties as well. And they got the bonus of seeing Caitlin Clark. Which was a thrill to me seeing them sitting together. That was awesome.
Caitlin and Taylor Swift were together.
And I'm sure there's a lot of people that hate that with a passion.
Yeah.
And it just took that hate to another level to have Caitlin Clark in there too. My God.
You know what I think though? I think just real quick, Hense, I think this. I don't think there's that many people that really dislike the Chiefs. I actually think it's a smaller amount. And there's some fan bases and some individuals. I don't know. Troll here and there. But I'm telling you, I said this a couple of weeks ago. I talked to a couple of national guys, and they're rooting for the Chiefs to three-peat. And everybody wants to see it at least once as an NFL record. And clearly at 32.7 million
maybe
people,
like a radio guy or a journalist or somebody
these are journalists.
But we're talking about fan bases. No, the hate is real.
That hate is authentic. That hate
it's expansive.
This is an expensive hate.
Let's look at some of the fan, but I'm taking overall from people who are general football fans. You know, they don't necessarily have that driven passion for a particular team. There's a lot of those people out there. It's just my opinion. I think silently there's a really big following that wants the Chiefs to three-peat.
Yeah. There's
certainly an equal amount, if not greater amount, that are just dying for it not to happen. There's no doubt in my mind that
it's that Mayweather, man. It's that money Mayweather, man. Chiefs are the money Mayweather,
the
man.
NFL has
they want to see him lose.
It's all about, like, if you're a history person and you like to see history get made, then you that type of guy that's you're gonna want to watch. You want
to see history.
But a lot of people don't like history. They don't like going to history. They don't like hearing about history. So guess what? They're gonna be hating on the Chiefs.
How many of you guys were cheering for the Patriots ever?
Right.
When they had a chance to get,
I didn't like the Colts, and I liked the Tom Brady. I had no problem with Tom Brady. It was my problem was Peyton Manning always coming in here and ruining the day for me. So
I'm saying that
I didn't like New England. I didn't like New England at all.
Well, it took the Colts a while to win at all. I'm just saying at that time
that hate was real for New England.
This is what the same climate is when the Patriots were doing their thing. It's what's happening with the Chiefs. Nick, I appreciate your enthusiasm and your I guess optimism for your fellow man, but no, the hate is real.
I mean,
it's huge.
I was rooting for Brady and Randy Moss. I thought that was a great combination. That team was fun to watch.
The Giants, man.
The Chiefs stunk that year, so it didn't really matter.
But, I understand. You look at things a little bit different.
I look at things a little bit different,
and that's fine. And that's everybody. And I said this the last show. Maybe I made a controversial statement as far as do people enjoy watching Chiefs games, but it's just what you can fan however you want. That's the beautiful thing. And then that unfortunately in the day of social media, you just see the people that are normally quiet just come out and just be dripping bile that why are they even on TV?
Well, I know what it is. It's where when you start climbing the top, it's not enough oxygen for everybody, right? So the Chiefs on the top of the mountain right now, and all the fan bases.
I don't think this country lacks oxygen.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like it ain't enough oxygen for everybody to be up there. So it's only one team that's getting it done. So embrace it. They're gonna say it's the refs. It's gonna say it's this. It's gonna say, oh, this is why you lost. That's not you lost. No, hey, we got a generation talent right now. Michael Jordan status, GOAT status. And Patrick Mahomes, yes, some calls is going to go his way. Yes, some things is going to go his way. But, hey, that's what happened when you got the generation talent.
Yeah.
So
If he's not going to go play baseball
Can't say
next year.
Can't say the same thing with Aaron Rodgers though, because he was a generational talent too.
And it's not as much, I think, a Chiefs thing. I mean, if people really looked at it, it's more of an NFL thing.
Right.
Because the refs are calling things within the rules. And if they see it happen, they call it. I mean, it's not like you don't see, Josh Allen kind of play acting for a call, or,
the weekend before last. Yeah.
Other quarterbacks getting hit, and then you see a flag, you're like, how is that a flag? But it's just, that's part of the game because of the protections that they've put in for quarterbacks. And if, some of the quarterbacks have kind of figured out what they can do and what they can get away with, they're going to do it. You see it in other sports.
Brady broke the rules too.
Soccer, it's awful. But,
Brady made new rules too when he was hired. Remember?
And if the NFL isn't careful,
where the hell that come from?
It could start to get ugly with the flopping. But I think they know enough that they will put some changes in, some controls in.
They'll start reviewing. They're going to start reviewing 15-yard penalties. I guarantee you.
I'll put it like this, man. Hey, everybody wants to say Patrick Mahomes that about the penalties and everything else. But again, it all started. Josh Allen changed overtime rules. He changed. They wanted to move the stadium to Minnesota because they want to have, they fear the Chiefs is going to have advantages. Also, they got footage of him talking to refs on the sidelines. So you want to come over here and keep attacking my man, attacking Patrick Mahomes, talk about he's the reason. It all started from this man right here. They even put him on the Madden cover when he did not deserve to be on the Madden cover. This guy, y'all want to talk about everybody changing rules. This guy changed the rule. And there's only one man that's coming in Arrowhead that's changing the rules. So, hey, I'm just saying. That's all I got to say.
I hope Bill Vinovich is the referee for Sunday. That's all I got to say.
Procedural, so it really didn't have to do with the refs, but it sounded great, Hense.
It does sound great because look at him. He's turning right to Josh Allen. So don't put it on Pat. Pat didn't say, I didn't get the ball back in 13 seconds. I didn't get the ball back, so please make it they changed the overtime rules, guys. Think about it. They changed the overtime.
It's a whole different conversation, Hense.
Tom Brady changed the rule for us. So Tom Brady said, the Tuck rule came into effect because of Tom Brady. Shout out Charles Wilson.
Patrick Mahomes, he's behind the 8 ball, man. He hasn't changed any rules.
I'm trying to tell you guys. That's all I'm saying. One man.
Patrick Mahomes is the golden boy, guys. He's the golden boy. He's the prince of the NFL. Everything gonna go his way. It's just simple.
Hey, the NFL got the matchup they wanted in the AFC. Yeah. They got the Ravens and the Bills.
Any quarterback that gets hit, or even it appears to be that gets hit around the head area, it's going to get called.
Yeah, they're the rules.
You've seen it before. You see it every week during the regular season, and it's just unfortunate that people cling to those things. Say, well, that's why they win.
Right?
Well, not really.
Yeah,
I think the flop got to go though. The flop got to go though.
Don't turn the ball over.
It is if you can't. It's all about playing within. That's what greatness come, man. You find a way how to nick around the rules. That's
Jordan didn't do it.
Jesse did. Come on, stop it.
Jordan flopped. LeBron James flopped. But that's a whole nother conversation. Though.
Every great person did it, sir. So
yeah, they did.
Jordan did it.
Every great person.
Jordan never did it.
Let's get right into the six-pack, Lou. What you have for us today?
All right, gang, here we go. It's Monday, and it is Divisional Round, Monday six-pack time. There you go. There is that wonderful new graphic. It's no longer just an anonymous beer. It's a 4 guys in a bar beer. And we aced out the pizza. Plenty of condiments on those burgers. They look tasty. I'm sure they are Andy Reid approved, as well as the dog and the drinks there as well. But yeah, this is awesome. It's a divisional round week. We talked a little bit about these on Saturday's show, but I kind of picked out maybe not the obvious in each of these games, but some critical pieces of each game, and you guys can kind of chew them up and see where we're at. But of course, this is now brought to you by our friends at Underdog Fantasy. All right, so the first game, of course, was Houston and Kansas City. We talked a lot about this on Saturday, but again, to go where stats can be a liar, right? just Chiefs football was just that particular game. They took care of the ball. They were better situationally. They didn't give up 8 sacks. It was their 8th straight game with 0 turnovers. I believe that's a record now.
It is.
And they win the game. And again, if you just look at the stats, you're going to say, how in the hell did they win this game? Those points that I just mentioned. But Travis Kelce, I mean, the story here, the ageless wonder. I think I said it when he scored. We had a senior citizen touchdown here. His 49-yard catch and run was amazing because that was his longest catch in the playoffs in his career at 35 years old now. And it was literally maybe about 10 yards in the air, and it was 39 in yak. So Travis, God bless you.
God bless you, Travis.
9th 100-yard game in the playoffs. That passes Jerry Rice. I think he's a couple touchdowns behind him now. He's passed him in total yardage. It's just, I don't know what else you can say. The pictures were.
Yeah, I think he's behind I think he's ahead in receptions, but he's behind in touchdowns.
Right, 2 more touchdowns, but it was at yardage. I think he passed them.
I don't know.
Yeah, earlier. So anyway, he's going to have. But when it's all said and done, he'll probably have all the receiving records in the playoffs. And
if he continues to play one more year, yep.
God bless you. If this is your last ride, it started off with a bang. All right. So I don't know. Did you guys have anything else to add to Travis's little performance there on Saturday in the biggest game of the year?
The flag caused him to get that. If it wasn't for that, they would have called the right call, then he would never got that. But shout out to Travis though.
I don't know what you're saying.
I don't know what you're saying anymore either.
We don't know what he's saying, guys. I'll put it like this: it was a lock-in Travis, man, like playoff Travis. When it's time to count, man, he shows up the most. It doesn't matter, you know what I mean. When the game was on the line, the guy shows up, continues to show up, day after day after day after day. And so this is a veteran that Worthy is looking up to. Even I know D-Hop is a veteran too, but D-Hop is looking at this guy as well. Like, man, this guy been here. He's done this before. And I ain't seen it, since Tony Gonzalez or Shannon Sharp or those guys. But this guy's on a different level. When the lights are off, he know how to turn them back on, and when it's the right time to get out the darkness and put on the show. So this guy keeps continuing to do it. So.
And I think that's right. Let me say one more thing. I think that's just a testament to who he is, his character, his values. And I know we talk a lot about him and Taylor Swift, but that's a good thing. It's a positive thing for him. But at the end of the day, you just watch him do things on the football field in situations that has to happen. He has to make those decisions. He has to be in the right spot for Mahomes. And it's just remarkable to watch these two. It's like, it's like synchronized swimming. These guys just know where each are at. They know what to do. They know how they move, and they're always in sync for the most part. A couple of mishaps and a couple of throws during the game the other day. And so what? Who cares? He's the best tight end that's ever played this game, and no one's going to convince me otherwise.
I would agree with that one, though. I agree.
Steps up when you need him to step up, and that's all you can ask for.
All
right, so the second game on Saturday, Washington at Detroit. This was the one where we'll talk about the cube later, but just it was kind of unexpected. Not that they wouldn't be in the game, but just the way the game ended up going. Jaden Daniels, as Stuart Scott used to say, cooler than the other side of the pillow. This kid, nothing phases him. 0 interceptions. Zero interceptions, a couple of touchdowns, kept his team in phase. I mean, it was every time Detroit punched, they punched right back.
Yep.
And Goff the veteran ends up throwing 4 picks, and that was the ball game. They go 3 out of 4 on fourth downs. And one of the things we talked about in Factor Cap is, which one of the fourth downs are we going to be talking about on Monday? And it was basically the ones that the Commanders were calling, and that Cliff, in this particular matchup of course, Ben Johnson has been anointed the greatest play caller in the NFL right now. All due respect to Coach Reed and whatever. I'm sure he's still best. But the point is that he's the hot name in the coaching cycle. Cliff still, he may get some opportunities. I'm sure after that game, there's going to be a lot more eyes open and say, hey, maybe we should talk to this guy.
Exactly.
But just the calm and cool of Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin, everybody that was making plays. Zach Ertz is like found the fountain of youth. He's back making plays and critical plays for that team. And one last guy, because I know, Coach, you talked a lot about Quinyon Mitchell and some of these rookie corners, but Mikey Sanderstill from Michigan. That was kind of a nickel guy. He was a safety. He's a corner. We don't know but he can pretty much do it. I mean, this is kind of like a L'Jarius Sneed Jr. type, and he's made 2 interceptions during the game. And so, but I think just the main thing for me here was just kind of Cliff versus Ben Johnson. I think Cliff got the better of him.
Yeah, Ben, honestly, though, real quick, I think Ben Johnson is a hot take right now, man. Oh, go ahead, man. Go ahead, man.
You guys,
take, man.
Okay, this isn't Saturday. Let's go.
Take,
man.
But I'll say this, man. Jalen Daniels been doing this since Arizona State. A lot of people said the kid was skinny, bony, couldn't get it done. He don't have the urge, to play quarterback. But hey, this guy, Cliff Kingsbury, been watching him since Arizona. Now he wanted him over there when Arizona, but he didn't want Kyler Murray, so he wanted him, to get him over there. But again, think about it. Cliff Kingsbury is in the championship.
Jaden just came into the league. Cliff was gone, but
Cliff Kingsbury he's still getting paid by the Cardinals. It's still in the championship right now. So the Cardinals are probably looking like we let go the wrong coach, man. This guy, he had Kyler Murray cooking.
He doesn't. Kyler Murray and
y'all still throwing shots at my team, man. I'm trying to stick to the program. No, listen, not my take. This is my take. Ben Johnson is hot right now, man. Even though they lost, man. I mean, the points they was putting up. Right. The points they was putting up, man, at a high rate, man. And I give props to the Commanders and Cliff Kingsbury, but Ben Johnson all year was putting on shows, man. I mean, there's one of the highest scoring teams in the league.
On the graphic is that this is a real thing,
Ben Johnson,
he'll be the next head coach of the Chicago Bears. I expect that announcement tomorrow.
Yeah.
The Bears situation is kind of
I wouldn't go there
weird.
Personally, but that's where I think he's going to end up.
They go to the Raiders.
No, Raiders are having a hard time hiring people. People really don't want to go there.
Let's move this forward to Sunday, the early game, Rams, Philadelphia. Snow was expected.
That's
Finally
beautiful.
Got snow starting the second quarter.
That's playoff football there, man.
And
Saquon.
Somebody brought it up earlier today, and I think it was interesting, was that Saquon's 62-yard run for a touchdown against the Rams was his shortest touchdown run against the Rams of the 4. 62 was the shortest one.
That's insane.
Right? Which is ridiculous. But no, it was. You thought the game was over. That was the other part too. Is you thought the game was over when he made the second one and he broke the line of scrimmage. Like, oh, he's gone. This game's over. Whatever. And somehow the Rams kind of hung around. But the people I wanted to shine a light on, Howie Roseman has his affinity for his Georgia Bulldogs, and it paid off this game. Yeah, Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith. Jalen Carter had the huge play on the last drive on third down, got the third down sack, kind of iced the game for him right there. But between him, 2 forced fumbles, 3 sacks, and these guys got it done. Jalen Carter is a huge human being. He was regarded as the best player in his draft, had some character issues, whatever you want to call it, happened in Georgia, and kind of fell into Howie's lap. But anyway, UGA doing it for Philadelphia. And so it was again, the game got tight at the end where you didn't think it really was going to be there. And the Rams are really a couple plays away from winning the damn game after you thought it was over.
Yeah, had Stafford hit his running back out of the backfield, he probably scores a touchdown on that fourth down play.
Hey, Lou, I was about to inbox you now.
I watched that play about 4 times now. He was at the first stick, and there was Eagles in between him and that. He's going to get blown up there. Nope. So I'm going to trust Matthew Stafford over anyone else to figure out where the ball needed to go. What's your thoughts on Puka, Lou? And he just missed Puka. Puka was there.
Puka made a clutch catch, but all before that, man, he was playing bad.
Sweet. That was a heck of a catch.
I was sweet.
Yeah, Puka's the
Puka
real
was
deal.
playing bad. Puka was playing bad all game, man. He was dropping passes. He's the reason they lost. I'm gonna say that. He was. I'm just saying.
He dropped one pass.
Clutch. Nah, he was in clutch
They lost
pass
because the Rams kept turning the ball over.
But
Hey,
also,
Stafford looked good too.
They're not in that position without Puka.
Also,
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming, Lou.
Also, Lou, I know you're speaking of this defensive line, but that kid number 8 from the Rams,
Jared Verse.
That's my guy.
Jesus Christ, man, that kid was like everywhere. I was like, God dang it, man, who gonna stop?
He looked good in a Chiefs uniform.
Invoking the name of Lord, the name of God. I mean, this is serious.
I was like, this kid is everywhere, man. Like I was just saying, like
I told him that yesterday. I was like, him versus the dog boy.
Cleet Blakeman will be the referee in the Chiefs Championship game.
Nick, we need you focused in on the show, man. You're watching the internet. Come on, man.
I am focused.
What are we doing? Isn't that Mango's job? Isn't that Mango's job
today? Mango's off today, so
damn. All right. Come on,
guys.
Anyway,
Georgia
Georgia Bulldogs getting it done in the championship or in the divisional round. So we'll see them. Hey, division rivals in the championship of the NFC. So we got that going for us. So Coach mentioned last night's game. Yeah, absolutely. And again, I mean, to our initial theme where stats are liars. Somehow, Josh Allen throws for 127 yards, runs for 20 yards. That's it.
Damn, Josh Allen.
Couple of touchdowns, but they had 0 turnovers. Zero turnovers, and situationally, they made the plays. Lamar throws for 254. Not a huge game, but obviously twice as many yards as Josh. 39 yards rushing, 2 TDs, 114 passer rating. But, and there's always a but, horrible interception in the first half that leads to points. The fumble when they're driving giving up the ball there. But you also have to look at it on that final drive where you're thinking, this is Lamar. He's probably going to make a bad play here or there, but he was flawless. Absolutely flawless on that last drive. But I guess my point here is towards Mark Andrews, and it's not a negative thing. He was flawless. I think it's more of a positive thing. Mm-hmm. This guy embodies what the Ravens are.
Yep.
He got there the same year as Lamar. His numbers are ridiculous for the entire season. There's no explanation for what happened there. I have no idea. I mean, you watch that play over and over again. I don't know what happened. What? It could have been a little bit better, but whatever. He had 1 drop all year, and he had 2 huge drops in this game.
And the most important
and the fumble when they were driving, when they were only down 5 points, and they were driving. That's a first down. And inexplicably, he like all of a sudden he's going to shake and bake when he's more of a catch the ball, get up field. Let's play the next down.
Catch the ball.
He thought it was Iverson out there for a minute. I said, "Man, come on, guy!" I swear he took it between his legs and stepped back. Then it was a fumble. I said, "Come on, guy, what are you out here doing?" But
shout out to Terrell Bernard for punching the ball out.
Hey, the talk in Baltimore a little bit this morning was, well, if we let him go, we're going to save $12 million in cap space.
Let him go?
That's crazy.
He's got 1 year left on it. I think he's got 1 year left on his deal.
Like Coach said, we're not here if not for Mark Andrews. He turned it on the second. I mean, he had a rough start of the season coming off an injury, but I think from about week 4 on, he was nails. Every bit as good as Travis Kelce, probably better statistically speaking, just because of how he plays, in their offense and just the attention that his tight ends get from Lamar. But yeah, I just, again, you feel horrible for the guy, but that's how games get lost. And it's kind of eerily similar to what we said at the top with the Chiefs. Because the Bills kind of, if you can't beat them, join them type thing. Right. They're playing a similar style to the Chiefs, that Josh isn't taking the chances downfield. He's just taking care of the ball. He's just making plays when they have to be made, and he's there to be Superman when they absolutely have to have it, and he doesn't just lose his mind. So that's going to make this game very interesting, because it seemed like you could always count on one of these plays from Josh against the Chiefs, but he seems to have eliminated them. We'll see. Proof's in the pudding in the championship game, but bottom line here, Mark Andrews, it's going to suck probably for the rest of your life. That's going to be a meme. If any of you old baseball fans remember Bill Buckner in the 86 World Series against the Mets, close. Great player, whatever. All he has to do is field a ground ball and touch first base, and it goes right through his legs. The Mets come back and win the World Series. I mean, it was just ridiculous. And then he's got to carry that for the rest of his life.
And he did.
So, Mark Andrews, hey, you get a shout out from the Chiefs Blitz and
that's right,
Four
man.
Guys in a Bar.
Absolutely.
Catch the
All right,
damn ball.
the last two, it was a close call for me here in terms of just kind of player of the week. I mean, it's basically between Jaden Daniels and Saquon. Had to give it to Saquon because, and it was really close, but the only reason I do is that he was kind of talked into sitting out that last week. So he didn't have a chance at the rushing record, but my God, he's come out guns blazing and carrying that team, because with whatever dysfunction is happening with the Eagles, somehow he kind of plays through it and has just been nails every opportunity he gets. So it goes to Saquon. And finally, because I knew the humility of my colleague in the top red square, that no way would he come on here crowing about his segment they call The Cube. I had to shout it out for him. Here we are, gang. The final in the six-pack is The Cube. For those of you that don't pay attention on Fridays, and I know there aren't many of you out there, maybe they're few, I don't know. But the point is that it was nails, dead on, top four, still the top four remaining. And Hensley, did you take advantage of these on your underdog card?
I tried to take advantage of it, but
I did.
Looking at this, man. The call was just right, man. Hey, everybody said I was wrong about these Commanders, but hey, I've been seeing it from the guy from Arizona, man. I said this is the number 2, team in the NFL. Everybody said not right. That's wrong. Nobody said Detroit was going to be falling. The Rams going to be falling. Baltimore is going to be falling. And now that's the top four. And hey, I'm not the one that's going to pat myself on the back, or maybe it ain't me. It ain't me at all. It's this thing here. Once you touch it, give you the answers. I'm trying to tell you.
Man, hold on, man. Time out. What you just told me it was you, man. You know, it's me. I thought you said it was you.
You know what? It doesn't matter if it was him or some mysterious
cube is diabolical.
Cube ghost. He was spot on.
The cube is a witch.
When I go underdog, I'm touching that cube. When I go to underdog, I'm touching that cube. I'll tell you that.
The cube is a witch.
Go ahead, Lou. Yeah, man. But hey, it was like spot on. Like I was spot on with I was right. I was spot on. I ain't gonna.
All right, well, I was spot on, but I tried to point out your humility, but hey, when you're right, you're right. When you're right, you're right, Hensley.
I said that Houston, Texas wasn't that team, and I felt like they wasn't. And I said Minnesota wasn't that team. A lot of people said what? I said they wasn't. I said New Orleans Saints was a shell of themselves when everybody was hot on them when they was scoring points, 40, 50 something points. I said, hey, that ain't that team. When it's all going to come down to these 4 teams, and when, like I said, guys, it's going to be the Washington Commanders.
So tune in. Sense. This is a TV show.
Come on.
Tune in on Friday for this week's edition of The Cube to see where Hensley leans.
See where he ranks them.
Wow. Hey, now, did you watch a T-Mobile commercial
shooting
with
a
Snoop?
gun early?
Have you seen the T-Mobile commercial with Snoop?
Which one with Patrick Mahomes?
And he's like, "Hey, T-Mobile, slow down! Don't give it all away. So you give it away too fast. Slow down.
Right. Take a deep breath. Man. It's all good. We got 6 more days before the start of this game. We got plenty of time to say whatever we want to say.
We got about 4 hours of show to do.
Just chill.
All right. Well, gang, that's going to do it for this week's Six Pack. That was the divisional round. And not as always, but just as from recent past, just the last couple of weeks, brought to you by Underdog Fantasy.
But hey, enjoy it, guys, man. Enjoy it. That was a nice thing Lou put together. He goes down and watches the game. So Lou got to be sitting there watching all these games to get all this stuff together for you guys.
I absolutely watch every minute of every game I can, and especially during the playoffs. Hence, yes.
Hey, I'm just glad the weekend lived up to the hype. There were 4 great games. They were far superior to the wild card round. I'm just glad, for fan bases of all 8 teams, you got your money's worth. You may not have gotten the results you wanted, but every team left it out there on the field.
Yeah,
literally.
So let's get right into our sponsor before we go into the main segment of the show, guys.
Let's do it. Roll it. All right, let's talk about our sponsor, Mr. Eric Haynes, with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for someone who can walk you through the process of buying or selling a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, there's nobody better than my good friend, Mr. Eric Haynes. He helped my wife, Emily, and I find our dream house. It was a long process. There were a lot of ups and downs, but he and his team were absolutely incredible, and they got the deal done. They got the deal done because he was there every step of the way. He took every text message. He took every phone call. He told us not to worry, and in the end, he delivered, and that's what you want for the best real estate experience. So give Eric a call at 816-729-3785. You can email him at esellskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who.
Next up, my incredible wife, Emily Athan. If you're looking for someone who could help you navigate through the waters of the health insurance world, there's nobody better who understands it than my wife. Listen, if you want a government option or a private option, if you're looking for a plan for yourself, or a self-employed group or a small business family, whatever it might be, you need to understand what you're eligible for and the best plan available, and you want to find someone who understands the marketplace in the private sector. So for a free quote today, give her a call at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
Next up, the guys at Resell Electronics. Roll tape.
Emily.
Save big on the hottest electronics. At Resell Electronics, we offer the best deals on new and pre-owned TVs, game consoles, cameras, plus so much more. With 2 convenient locations along Noland Road in Independence, stop by and visit us today.
That's right. Resell Electronics is your one-stop shop for all of your consumer electronic needs. Hey, if you've got some old stuff lying around the house, they'll give you cash. And if you want to buy the latest technology, you want to get old games, you want to get phones, TVs, tablets, whatever it is, they're your number one source. They've got 2 great locations in Independence, both on Nolan Road at 1214A South Nolan Road and down on 40 Highway Nolan Road inside the flea market. So if you want a great deal, this is your one-stop shop for all your electronic needs. Check out their website today. That's resellwithac.electronics.com.
Resell.
And now our newest sponsor, the one that we're very proud to have as part of the Chiefs Blitz family. That is the guys over at Underdog Fantasy. You can play the pick'em game. I do it every single day. Pick your favorite NFL stars, including Patrick Mahomes and Jackson, and Burrows, Jefferson, Bosa. It doesn't matter who it is. Hey, Josh Allen as well. You can play the NFL. You can play other sports. You get a chance to win up to 1,000 times your entry fee. Plus, it's available in 33 states. Deposit now and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash to join the millions of fans who've won billions on Underdog Fantasy. Got to check it out. Hey, when you go into the website, make sure you use the code Chiefs Blitz. Right here, you can see how easy it is to navigate through the process of making your favorite play of the day. And you can do multiple teams. You can do multiple players. It is the best fantasy game out there. I play it every single day. Make sure you check out underdog.com and use the Chiefs Blitz code to make sure you're registered with the Chiefs Blitzers. There it is. Again, thank you for Underdog Fantasy for being our new sponsor. We appreciate it. Again, it is available in 33 states. and you must be a certain age in each state. You will find that out when you register, and make sure you use the code Chiefs Blitz. All right.
Before we go right into the question, I was trying to say before I got cut off by Dre that the Washington Commanders have, half of the Chiefs' old offensive line, and they sit out there doing work. They're doing work, and they sit out there kicking butt. So,
All right. Well,
so let's get
shout
right to
out Nick Allegretti, Andrew Wiley.
That's right. Congrats, guys. You are in familiar territory. You are in an AFC championship game.
So with that said, Buffalo Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs. First thoughts, Dre.
Stop Josh Allen.
That's it.
Stop Josh Allen.
Right.
I think watching the way Josh Allen plays against Kansas City, man, he just plays very well against Kansas City. Doesn't make a lot of turnovers. Mm-hmm. He's patient in the pocket. He knows when to run when he needs to run, and he uses weapons well. Like I was telling Bo the other day, and I was talking to my son too. I was like, I know he got Knox and Kincaid and all these guys, but he just trusts his guys in certain moments in the game. And I'm like, damn, then they use Cook out the backfield. It's like, but he puts it all together. And I think Josh Allen has matured. Like every year he gets better and better and better. But for me, going into this game is Josh Allen, because they got to find a way to contain and stop him. It ain't just his legs no more.
Yep.
Now he can spread the ball around now. And he reading coverages now. And again, he plays very well against Kansas City. So it's Josh Allen.
Yeah, I think for me, I mean, I'll say this. If he has 121 yards passing and 25 yards rushing, Chiefs are going to win this game. So he's going to statistically have to do more, because the Bills are not going to be able to count on 3 or 4 turnovers by the Chiefs. That's just not going to happen. Right. They may trade one here for another, that kind of thing, but they're going to have to generate long drives. They're going to kind of have to do what they
Shout
did.
out to the new person in.
Who's that? Colleen? All right, there we go, Colleen. I appreciate you and Haley Leonard as well.
Much love.
I think the Chiefs. That's the key. I mean, my first thought is the Bills are a really good football team, and this is the game that they wanted. This is the game that the Chiefs wanted. It's going to be a battle of the coaches. It's going to be battle of the quarterbacks. It's going to be battle of the defenses. It's going to be which playmakers make the play at the key time. I think you're going to see a completely different offense this week under Andy Reid than you saw last weekend, with the way he built his game plan to go up against those corners. But for me, surround Josh Allen in the pocket, force him to make throws, and just don't let him have big runs like he's been prone to against the Chiefs in the past.
First thoughts is what I had said earlier, is that these teams are almost mirroring each other now, just the way that they play football. And to basically the 2 points that you all make is that they can't rely on us turning it over. Well, we can't really rely on them turning it over.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's going to be kind of like that. You guys ever see that Spider-Man meme with the 2 Spider-Men, and they're kind of looking at each other like, okay, now what? And I think that's what it's going to be. I think where I think the Bills have the edge is probably at the running back position, because James Cook can beat you so many different ways. A great receiver. Yep. He can run the ball. He's got a home run ability.
We don't have a player like that.
Where the Chiefs really don't have that at this point. So that doesn't say that you can't beat them. You just, you play a little bit differently. We've been watching the Chiefs do it the entire season. So it's going to be is who can impose what seems like the exact same will on the other team. Yep. Who's going to blink first? Who makes that critical error when both teams are kind of playing not to make that error? Who goes maybe off script a little bit and calls their game a little bit differently to kind of throw them off balance? So that's just, to me, that's going to be the intriguing kind of chess match between Reed and McDermott, between Joe Brady and Spags. I'm here for it.
Yeah, me too.
I say my first thoughts is, being yourself, right? Don't come out here, trying to lower yourself playing today ball. Let them come back to playing your type of ball. And Spags being him. So, in the end of the day, light those eyes up, like Josh Allen up. And that's my first thoughts, Because I feel like, Josh Allen coming in here I don't have a beat skip in my heart. That means no fear. I have no fear of that man coming in here, think he's going to come here and take care of his business in Arrowhead. I don't see that happening. Like I told you guys before, I feel like they're going to get it done. And this guy here is just I know it's the players on the field, but Spags is a different level. You know what I mean? He's at a different level right now. He took out Tom Brady. He took out the greats. He took out everybody that ran up against the Chiefs in the playoffs. Brock Purdy,
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. Name all the people. He got all.
And they were all that. Everybody said that they weren't as good as they were better than Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, and this guy gets it done. And I also call him up. Call up that man right there. Call him up, and put him out there and get it done. I feel who do
you think George is talking to there, right?
That is the defensive line coach.
Spags is on the sideline. Yeah. Joe Cullen's on the sideline. So is it Terry?
It has
Bradley?
to be the linebackers coach.
Yeah, you got me here, coach. Thank you, sir.
I said, hey, it must be the new haircut. Because he had the haircut, it was faded in the back, tapered on the side. I said, it's the new haircut. The kid came out here and played, trained hard with Tom Ali. That's who he was talking to on the phone. He was talking to Tom Ali.
I'm coming in for work this week.
I'll come back in to train. Thank you for all the training that you gave me. Yeah, but my first thought is take care of business on the field, and that's where it gets it done.
Yeah, he's getting a contract extension. You'll see. Karlaftis is going to get a deal. I'm sure of it.
He better. Why not?
Yeah.
What was the I think we got in a little bit of this with the 6-pack, but what was the biggest surprise in the Divisional Round, Lou?
I guess just the from in the Detroit game. I think it was Schrager this morning had mentioned that he was saying like Minnesota and Detroit both came out kind of laid eggs after they that game that they played each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, well, maybe they just spent too many emotions or whatever. Not so much that Detroit lost, but it just seemed like they didn't have it. Whatever they had before that game, it just wasn't there. They were able to make some explosive plays offensively, but the defense, I think all the injuries caught up to them. So
and they had more injuries in that game, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. Meek Robertson. I mean, he's like a backup to the backup corner, and he broke his arm early on. I think Mango mentioned it when we were on Saturday night. It was early in the game, so we didn't actually see it, but he saw it. So yeah, I would say that maybe to a degree, just Mark Andrews not being Mark Andrews.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he made some plays, but it's just so uncharacteristic what he messed up. So I would say those two things.
Yeah, I think for me, I didn't care for the Texans post-game comments. And what I really didn't care about was that's all that was reported. Now, they went on to say, especially D'Amico Ryans, who's very close to Andy Reid, he deserves it. They beat us. He's a great coach. It's a tremendous team. The fact that they cut out all this stuff was a little surprising because it made the Texans look like a bunch of whining babies, and they all blame the refs, but that was the only sound bites we heard. And I think
it gets a lot of clicks. Yeah,
it gets a lot of clicks, and I get it. But
that's what it's about.
I was surprised. I was really surprised in one player for the Chiefs, and that was Jawan Taylor. He was brilliant. He had that one false start.
Yeah,
he only gave up one pressure, maybe two pressures or something. One pressure, I think, in all the snaps against Will Anderson Jr. He was terrific. This is the best game he's played in a Chiefs uniform. I was surprised. I thought Thuney really struggled. I think he struggled. Let's just put it that way. He just didn't seem to have the.
Did Will Anderson get 2 sacks that game?
What's that?
Did Will Anderson get 2 sacks?
When he was on the other side, yeah. So those guys flipped back and forth.
He was doing work.
It wasn't on Taylor, sir.
Yeah, Taylor had his best game as the Chief, which gives me hope that the next 2 games and next season, he can be that right tackle, and the Chiefs can worry about what they're going to do at left tackle. So that was
my
biggest takeaway was from my guy Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels, man. He went out there. And
Come on,
man.
On this show,
You know what? I'm gonna say it. I know I'm gonna light a fire.
Come on, man. He ain't about to come on and say you like Jalen Daniels and you didn't like Jaden Daniels. You said
don't you mute my stuff. Don't you mute my stuff, man.
Is that the surprise that coach stays on brand?
I think for me it was that too. I think for me it was Brown from the Commanders, man, because I believe Amari St. Brown was talking a little noise about who Brown is. Brown almost put up 100 yards, man. He was very efficient. He was 8 for 7 or something like that for 98 yards. Man, he did work, and I was telling Bo about my guy Jaden, man. He was just so calm in the pocket, man. He was calm, and he lit it up, man. He lit Detroit up, guys. I was shocked. I'm like,
everybody know it'll show
that level. He was playing at a high level. Now, Jaden Daniels to me was the biggest surprise in how poised he was. He didn't panic. And Lou, on 4th down, they were so efficient. You knew they was going to get it. It was like, why do I feel like every time they go for it on 4th, they're going to get it?
Well, the first one they didn't get, but then they just stayed kind of on brand. That's just the way that they play, much like Detroit. Detroit has done that in the past, but he almost looked kind of foolish, than when the first one you don't get it, but then they kept going and they kept making them. But I don't think crazy. What? The fact that Jaden's been this cool all the way along, I don't know if that was quite a surprise. I think maybe we're just trying to fire up Hensley here, but it
was a surprise. My surprise is my surprise on the divisional round is Dre cheating on Joe Burrow. So just a message from Joe Burrow to Dre. What? He's done with you.
Wow.
He is done with you, sir. You come out, you switch to Lamar Jackson. Now you switch to Jalen Daniels. Now you switch to everybody else. Now you try to switch to. Now you just jump off of Joe Burrow and say you just done with Joe.
I love great performances, man. Again, real quick though, I think Brown. Hey man, I think Brown honestly shocked me. Brown honestly shocked me, and the way Jaden has trust in this guy, Brown. Really elevating him.
Yeah, so Diami Brown has come on at the end of the season where I really had hopes for him being that top number 2 receiver for them opposite Terry McLaurin, but it seemed like he was never getting the opportunities. And as soon as he did, near the end of the season, he's kind of carried that on. Yeah. So, shout out to him.
They needed that big time. They're going to need him on Sunday.
So, yeah.
Sure. But I think Jaden Daniels is a little bit better than Mahomes. Go ahead, Bo.
Here we go. Well, my biggest surprise was, how the Detroit Lions came out flat. They just came out like flat in that when the game was like when it was all that mattered. Like the sacks he was taking, the interceptions he was throwing.
That was
like
the play though.
The coaching like. What's his name? Dan Campbell, and that's his name. Every time like he gets into like a big game, he chokes. Like he talks a big talk all season, but when it gets to the big game, he's like he just that big bully. They say I'm gonna beat everybody in front of everybody. When that big, then he goes time to fight. He don't know how to fight.
Yeah,
what I mean. So that's what it seems like to me, man.
His coordinators. They lost in the NFC. They lost in the NFC Championship game last year. Right. They get to the divisional round this year. They were the number 1 seed. I don't know that I saw anything in this particular game that lends to that narrative because it was just the play on the field. Jared Goff played very uncharacteristic game. You go all the way back to that game against the Texans where he threw 5 interceptions. It was like, where did that come from? He had like these huge streaks of no interceptions. So I don't know if coaching really was a deal there. I don't know. Again, I truly believe that the injuries on defense completely caught up to them, and they just couldn't stop them.
We have some breaking news about Ben Johnson. He is expected to be named the head coach of the Chicago Bears.
Hey, where's the skill of that, man? Hey, is the skill guy? Is he asleep? Is he?
So is it breaking news or a breaking?
No, it is breaking. It is breaking news per Tom.
Is he in daycare? Okay. Is it nap time or something?
They've agreed to a contract. He's sitting there to sign it.
We have worked that baby way too long.
You're right.
Against the child labor laws. Right. I heard
it's a new era in America. We got to be careful now.
Yeah, I heard some things. I heard some things during the inauguration that we could be in serious trouble here. So come on, man.
So with that said,
be careful with that skillet.
Let's get to some rumors that you heard, Nick.
Yeah, some rumors that I over the weekend is that perhaps DJ Humphries could return to the starting lineup, where he would be the left tackle. The hope is put Thuney back at guard. They think Humphries will be 100% healthy. I think that's the primary reason in which he didn't play last weekend. They want to get the running game established. They think they can run the ball. The run defense hasn't played as well in certain times, especially Pops. He's having a really hard time, finding his rhythm. But it's entirely possible that Humphries could start. That would give actually the Chiefs their best offensive line. Now, how much cohesiveness and what can Humphries do to stabilize the left side and still make Patrick Mahomes feel comfortable? But again, the Bills' pass rush is not the Texans' pass rush, so they could probably be okay with Thuney out there, or Tooney, or however he prefers to call it, the Hall of Fame, future Hall of Famer. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't be shocked at this at all. And I'm hearing that perhaps the primary reason was that they just didn't think Humphries was 100% to be able to go against those type of pass rushers. They just didn't want him to get injured more. So I would not be shocked if this happens on Sunday night.
There you have it, man. There you have it.
You got anything to say, Lou?
Well, not anything different than we haven't said in the past. I mean, the five best are always going to play. I mean, we just kind of rinse and repeat what
and
Coach
Andy
says.
we trust, man.
And if Humphries is ready to roll, you certainly want Tooney playing at his own position, where he is probably more than likely a Hall of Fame player.
He had his time,
and hopefully Humphries is ready to go and can hold up, limit penalties, all that great stuff. But I mean, the Ravens had a lot of success bullying the Bills on several drives.
Yeah,
I mean, they couldn't stop them. They didn't punt. That's why I said the statistics are liars, because it was inexplicable. But hey, it happens. So, but my takeaway is that the Chiefs, not that they can do exactly the same, that's not really their strength, but they can certainly be effective at it. And mixing in Pops and Kareem Hunt and seeing what's what, because at the end of the day, they still only handed the ball off 13 times.
Yeah, they didn't run the ball much.
Eight for Kareem, 5 for Pops. So it's not like either of them really got into a rhythm. Maybe Kareem a little bit more, because he got a couple of handoffs in a row and they kind of were coming downhill in the second half. So that was encouraging to see. So we'll see. But, hey, 5 best healthy ones are going to play. And hopefully that's the left tackle, and the left guard can play left guard.
Just protect Mahomes. That's it, man. Just DJ, just protect Mahomes. Just protect him.
Yeah. So, well, we'll see what happens. But Andy didn't address it today. He gave credit to his offensive line. They thought they did a good job. He didn't have a glowing sentiment. He just said they got the job. It was good enough to get the job done. Yep. But I think this weekend you're playing a completely different defense with some advantages the Chiefs have if they can run the ball more and more effectively. So we'll see.
Yeah, I just think stylistically this is going to be intriguing, because you think you know what you're going to get, but I truly believe the team then exploits some things that they haven't quite, I don't want to say they haven't shown yet, but haven't leaned on a lot. So, and again, we'll talk about this when we talk about keys to the game, but I truly believe that Andy Reid wants to get D-Hop and Hollywood involved.
They'll be involved this week.
Early. I mean,
another thing too. They wasn't really involved for real.
Even if they're just throwing hitches, just get the ball in their hands. Yeah. Get them used to being in the game, because again, neither of them have been this far in the playoffs. And not to say that's going to make a difference, but just to get them in the flow of the game, because you can't expect a guy that's kind of like like one target, and then sometime, hey, third quarter, late in the fourth, we're going to dial you up, and let's
it's going to be difficult.
Let's hit one.
Yeah, but they didn't play much because of the design. They were used as decoys to open up the middle of the field. to go up against.
Well,
those
I
two
don't know that
corners.
it's so much decoy. I think maybe it was just the fact that the defense dictated that they were trying to take them away, and
exactly, and it worked into Andy's favor, and he took advantage of it.
That allowed Travis to eat a little bit more, which you would think most teams that have been watching the last 5 years or so would be like, I don't know, but you don't want to leave those guys alone.
But they didn't have guys singled up either. Yeah, they couldn't cover Travis. That was the payoff.
That's where the difference is, I think.
Yeah. To be honest, though,
with this Chiefs team is that maybe in the past they weren't really, I don't say fearful, but like overplaying Justin Watson or Mecole Hardman or whatever anonymous wide receiver is out there. Right. You're throwing Hollywood and D-Hop and Xavier out there.
Right.
It's a little different animal. So hopefully we get those guys involved early.
You just got to pick your poison, honestly. Like, again, Lou, what you just stated, we don't know what defense that the Bills are coming with. We don't know. Right. We don't know what they're going to do. We really don't know. All I'm saying is they got to just deal with Josh Allen because, like I said, Lou, they are similar because they don't have a go-to guy, just like Kansas City really don't have a go-to guy for real.
Right. But what they said
is, hey man, don't you cut me off, man. Every time I do mine, don't cut me off, man. Dang.
They said is that all the pressure on the Buffalo Bills this Sunday? Dre.
Thank you. No, I think the pressure's on the Kansas City Chiefs. The reason why I say that because like they want to three-peat. It's not like they can go in here and be like, okay, we're going to beat the Bills. Nah, I do believe the pressure's on the Kansas City Chiefs to get that three-peat, and you can't take the Bills lightly.
Well, no one's taking anybody lightly now. We're in the championship game, and there's equal pressure on both teams. Nobody wants to lose. You can't say, well, if the Chiefs are under more pressure than Buffalo. I mean, for different reasons. And I agree with you, Dre. Yeah, the pressure's on them because they want to go on and get the three-peat. Yeah. Buffalo wants to get their monkey off their back.
That too.
You cannot beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. You're 0-3, looking to go 0-4, and there's a ton of pressure.
Ruben said lightweight. You're lying, Ruben.
If somehow Josh Allen ends up, and he probably will lose this game, is anybody going to remember that? Oh, but he beat Lamar in the divisional round.
No,
it's going to be like whatever. The thing is, you need to go through. You got to slay the beast, and if you had to slay the first beast to get to the second one, okay, but that's just one step along the way. So, in terms of pressure, I don't know that you can say it's any more on one side. Maybe it's different kinds of pressure. You feel it different ways, but hey, it's the champion. It's the AFC Championship game. Yeah, it's pressure on everybody.
I feel like it's.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Go ahead. Singers first, man.
Youth first. Go on.
Well, I say it's more pressure on me. I say it's more pressure on the Chiefs. I have to agree with Coach Dre.
Because
if you coming in here, you trying to three-peat, you trying to get something that's never been done, and do we all agree if this don't happen for the Chiefs that is this a good season where we say this is a great season? No, it's Super Bowl or bust. So I feel like the Chiefs are on that kind of level. They looking at they said it at the at the rally they want to do this. They hear, and only team that's standing in the way that team that they demolish every time in the playoffs. So I feel like they would get it done, but I feel like the more the pressure's on it because like what Lou said, who's going to remember Josh Allen beat Lamar Jackson in the playoffs? Who's going to remember that? Who's going to remember?
He has to win. He has to win this game. I mean,
they have all the pressure.
The Chiefs.
No. I'm serious about this. I think the Bills have all the pressure on them to prove that they can beat the mighty Chiefs. Even Josh Allen after the game said, "Well, the Chiefs are like way up here, and we got to somehow knock them off." It's already sounded to me like, man, it's going to be a tough task. It wasn't like we're going to go in there and kick their ass or anything like that. It was like, and even in McDermott's comments in the locker room, yeah, we're going to Kansas City. I mean, there just wasn't that.
Well, I think that's part of the maturity too.
I look at the maturity aspect too, but I think that you got this is very similar to the pressure that Patrick Mahomes had in his first playoff game against the Indianapolis Colts. He had 50 years of nonsense, of lack of anything positive when it came to postseason football. And here he is coming in, and he had that mentality. Josh Allen has had this opportunity now, 6 years, 5 years, to prove that he can get this team over the hump, and he hasn't. And, his toughest test is going to be this week because two things. One, I don't think the Bills' offense is overly complex, and I don't think their defensive schemes are overly complex. And so I think they're on a coaching perspective, Andy and Spags can design the kind of things they need to do to overcome that. I'm going to exclude what happened in that first game because they had a lot of injuries. Wasn't a good game by Patrick. But, in this game, the Bills have played the same every week. There's really been no fluctuation in their game. Whether it's a low-scoring game or a high-scoring game.
Sound familiar?
Yeah, no, and it's very similar to the Chiefs. But the Chiefs know how to do this, Lou.
Yeah.
And they know, and the Bills just don't know how to do it yet.
I guess what I don't agree with is just that how all the pressure can just be on one team. I mean, nobody wants to lose this game. You're gonna feel pressure. And if you don't, you don't have a pulse. So I just can't buy that one team has more pressure than the other. They both have to win. I mean, if you talk to anybody on either of these teams, there is no losing's not an option. No. But I think the Chiefs have a better understanding of how to make sure they win than the Bills do. That's all.
Once you take that, Bo. Go ahead, Bo. Auntie of the show has just posted something out there, man. What did Auntie say, sir?
That is my cousin, sir.
Your cousin.
Cousin Auntie, part of the Todd family, man. What did she say, though, sir?
Go ahead and read it.
Or should I read it?
Chiefs can't make any mistakes in order to beat the Bills because all are thirsty to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, Auntie, hold on, Auntie. Everybody, you right. They all thirsty, man. The only person that should have been here that would have beat both of these teams is
the Bills.
JB.
The Bills
are
vampires. That's what I take from that.
But honestly, real quick though, guys, like both sides are even kill, man, and they both under good pressure. But what I'm saying is this: the pressure is on the Chiefs because the Bills beat them. It's gonna stop everything. The whole momentum.
It's meaningless.
But if the Bills beat them, don't three-peat is out the door. Like the Chiefs can come back next year, but it's not
in the
going to be
regular
the
season.
same.
It's meaningless in the regular season. It doesn't matter.
I know regular. I'm talking about this in general, though.
Okay,
Chiefs can't afford to lose, man. They can't afford to lose this game.
Chiefs are still back-to-back Super Bowl champions.
Are they playing with, I mean, if you look at it that way, well, they're playing with house money. They've got all these trophies and, whatever. No, I don't think they look at it that way. So that's
they don't. I think, but I don't think they feel that. I don't think they feel the enormous pressure that the Bills have on them. They're going to hear 13 seconds.
History is history, whether it's positive or negative, and whatever that is.
Every 10 or 15 minutes on social media, someone's going to bring up 13 seconds and play that clip.
Absolutely.
So with that said, which Chiefs player steps up this coming Sunday? Drake.
About damn time. All right. I'm
Chiefs player, not Bills player.
Thank you, Nick. Appreciate it from
okay,
you. Right. My bad. So, which Chiefs player steps up? I'm gonna say, hell, man, I'm going.
You about to say
Amenahu. I'll say Amenahu. I think Amenahu is gonna be the X factor because he does got the speed to chase down Josh Allen, even if he do run. I think the game's in his hands. You know what I'm saying? If he can get free, it's gonna be a long day for Josh Allen. Yep. Give me a long day for Josh Allen.
I'm going to go with Trent. I'm going to go with Trent McDuffie. He was spectacular the other day, but I think Cuffs is going to. I think this is the game that Cuffs has a pick six.
What's going on?
And he nearly had one. He nearly had one on Saturday. Had he just had a half a step more, he would have taken that back down the sidelines.
I just see it's just he's a little short, right? So the arms aren't quite
how good he is.
The arms just aren't quite as long, but the hands are. I was like, that's my guy. Come on,
that's your guy.
I'm thinking T-Cuffs is going to have a great game.
Going a little bit under the radar.
Yeah, he's going to be the George Karlaftis of this game.
They can get some upfield pressure from the inside. So I'm going to go with Hence's guy, number 98, Turk Wharton.
Okay.
I really think that
Big Warden.
that he, you pick his spots because he doesn't get 80% of the snaps. I mean, he's a rotational guy, whatever. So when he's in there, he's got to take advantage of the opportunity. So to get pressure up the middle on Allen, I think is going to be key.
Yeah.
Don't let him out. So I'm going to go with
He's there to rush the passer. That's his job.
My guy I had to go with is going to be Xavier Worthy.
Cube.
Xavier Worthy couldn't be stopped last time they played when the Chiefs was 9-0 and they beat the Chiefs. And they should have just kept giving the ball, feeding the ball to Xavier Worthy. And Xavier Worthy with that speed is showing that he's the kid that can get it done. So I feel like that player is going to step up this coming Sunday. He's going to free up everything else, and he's going to have a heck of a game. So that's why I feel like that player, that would be the Chiefs player that step up for me. This is Xavier Worthy. Yeah. So with that said,
cube. No, it's a damn cube, man.
Shut up, Drake.
You knew this was coming.
Too tired of you, Drake.
there's Emily pretty much calling us the Three Stooges.
Hey, shout out to the Three Stooges, man. That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite shows growing up, man.
Drake, y'all two would beat no Drake. It's funny.
Larry, Moe, and Curly.
Larry, Moe, and Curly, man. The original, man. I love Curly though. I love Curly, man.
But again, man, it's gonna have to be laser focused because they got to come laser in and focus, man. Coming this Sunday and get the job done. So yeah, that was our show topics of the day. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yep.
So anything else y'all want to say?
We do have a couple of other items really quick just to pass along news in the NFL. Lou Anarumo has been hired as a new defensive coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts. Will be part of Shane Steichen's staff.
So he went over there for the Bengals to the Colts.
And then, of course, as we mentioned earlier, Ben Johnson will be the new head coach of the Chicago Bears. And Cleet Blakeman.
You got DoorDash coming?
Cleet Blakeman will be the referee for Sunday's AFC title game.
We're almost done.
Do you guys remember Cleet?
Absolutely.
The Chris Jones,
man.
Chris Jones swap miss. There you go. He'll officiate the AFC title game, which is
he's got some guns.
He and Sean are good. They're good. They're good at their job. He had a bad game that day, but I expect this to be a very good officiated game.
God damn,
I think the NFL will get on these. Yeah, I think the NFL will ensure that these games
if your parents name you Cleet, you got no choice but to grow up a tough guy.
Yeah, you got to. That's a great name. I love it.
Name him Cleet, you're a tough guy playing football. Huh? Name is Cleet.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't be named Cleet.
He threw them. Hey, he threw them ones. I heard somebody eat something so fast, Luke.
You get that they can see you, right? I mean, this is
listen. Last part of the show. It's the winding down session of the show. Everybody done got their rocks off, man. I'm just trying to get a little snack.
Hey.
Nah, but
nutrition is important this time.
Nutrition is very important.
Yes.
With that said, I'll get into the. You want to get into some questions before we get into the sponsors?
Let's see. John Harrison says this is the game for Nick Bolton to earn a big contract, probably somewhere else. His sleeper is Mike Pennell. Anita likes his Three Stooges as well. I'm not sure which three of the four she's talking about, but we'll soon to see.
Well,
she also loves Mr. McDuffie, as we all do. Chiefs again is on here, so we appreciate him. We better off playing the Ravens, maybe so. Who knows? And Joey is back, so Joey appreciate that. Leo Chanel, yes, he could be the guy that spies on Josh Allen.
Yeah.
That's probably something the Chiefs can afford to do with him. So I would not be surprised.
What'd you say?
I don't know. It kind of something happened there.
What'd you say at the end, Nick? We hear you.
Hold on, I gotta fix it. There we go.
Okay.
All right, there we go.
But let's go right to the sponsors because I think it's Mike.
All right, there you go.
Let's talk about our sponsor, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for someone who can walk you through the process of buying or selling a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, there's nobody better than my good friend, Mr. Eric Haynes. He helped my wife, Emily, and I find our dream house. It was a long process. There were a lot of ups and downs, but he and his team were absolutely incredible, and they got the deal done. They got the deal done because he was there every step of the way. He took every text message. He took every phone call. He told us not to worry, and in the end, he delivered, and that's what you want for the best real estate experience. So give Eric a call at 816-729-3785. You can email him at esellskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who.
Next up, my incredible wife, Emily Athan. If you're looking for someone who could help you navigate through the waters of the health insurance world, there's nobody better who understands it than my wife. Listen, if you want a government option or a private option, if you're looking for a plan for yourself or a self-employed group or a small business family, whatever it might be, you need to understand what you're eligible for and the best plan available, and you want to find someone who understands the marketplace in the private sector. So for a free quote today, give her a call at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
Next up, the guys at Resell Electronics. Roll tape.
Emily.
Save big on the hottest electronics. At Resell Electronics, we offer the best deals on new and pre-owned TVs, game consoles, cameras, plus so much more. With 2 convenient locations along Noland Road in Independence. Stop by and visit us today.
That's right. Resell Electronics is your one-stop shop for all of your consumer electronic needs. Hey, if you've got some old stuff lying around the house, they'll give you cash. And if you want to buy the latest technology, you want to get old games, you want to get phones, TVs, tablets, whatever it is, they're your number one source. They've got 2 great locations in Independence, both on Noland Road at 1214A South Noland Road and down on 40 Highway Noland Road inside the flea market. So if you want a great deal, this is your one-stop shop for all your electronic needs. Check out their website today. That's resell with a C, electronics.com.
Resell.
And now our newest sponsor, the one that we're very proud to have as part of the Chiefs Blitz family. That is the guys over at Underdog Fantasy. You can play the pick'em game. I do it every single day. Pick your favorite NFL stars, including Patrick Mahomes and Jackson, and Burrows, Jefferson, Bosa. It doesn't matter who it is. Hey, Josh Allen as well. You can play the NFL. You can play other sports. You get a chance to win up to 1,000 times your entry fee. Plus, it's available in 33 states. Deposit now and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash to join the millions of fans who've won billions on Underdog Fantasy. Got to check it out. Hey, when you go into the website, make sure you use the code Chiefs Blitz. Right here, you can see how easy it is to navigate through the process of making your favorite play of the day. And you can do multiple teams. You can do multiple players. It is the best fantasy game out there. I play it every single day. Make sure you check out underdog.com and use the Chiefs Blitz code to make sure you're registered with the Chiefs Blitzers.
Yeah, mute yourself.
That's cool. It's no problem. We can just lip read. What do you think he's saying?
I don't know. I said he got to unmute himself.
I muted me. What happened? I don't know.
I'm sure that was, again, probably the best analysis we had right there.
Yeah. You know, 4 guys in a bar, Chiefs Blitz.
It always happens that
it's
way.
All good.
What's
hey guys, sometimes I, don't press the right buttons, but hey.
So with that said, guys, we'll be back Wednesday.
Yes, sir. That's right. The championship version of Chief Who.
Woohoo.
Any prizes
on the line, folks?
What prizes do we have on the line, Nick?
I will have the prize on the line for the postseason winner of Chiefs Who. I will display that on Wednesday's show.
If I recall, Nicholas Blocker is the only one on the board at this point.
Nicholas Blocker is the only one on the board. I think I owe something to Kenny St. Clair and, of course, to the overall champion.
Yes, the flat earther.
Mr. Kareem. Also, I did pronounce it's Cletus Blakeman. Thank you, John, for correcting my very poor English.
Yeah, they always
Cletus.
Call him Cleat.
Not Cleat. Cletus.
That could go left real fast.
I don't even think his mom and dad call him Cletus. Come on, man.
We don't know.
Cletus is the name of the Fox football, like the big robot.
Yeah, man.
His name
is that what
Cletus.
that is?
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't.
But what made them come up with that name though? What made them just come?
Even
as long as he calls a good game, you can call him whatever you want to.
Even if that's his full name, his name we call him Cleat,
it'd be so many jokes, man. There's so many jokes with that name, man. You can go left real fast, man.
Come on, man.
All right, quickly, Tom Hood. I want to get Tom's comment in here. I feel very good about our chances versus the Bills because after watching that game versus the Ravens, they were still in the game after giving the Bills 3 turnovers and missing 2 2-point conversions. You are absolutely correct, Tom. The Chiefs will not make those kind of game-changing mistakes against the Bills.
And I will die on this hill. Every game has its own soul, its own feel, its own vibe, whether it's going to be a high-scoring game, low-scoring game, what you need to do to win. So, yeah.
So what they said,
wait till Friday with the cube.
That's right.
So what they said, guys, we'll see you guys Wednesday with Chiefs.
Yes, sir. Hey,
right,
free Luigi. Free Luigi.